You need to have a completely different mindset, because it is not about you or your personality or your talent or your qualification. It is your network which really takes you to those roles. That's the power the network has. Many people disregard their subordinate, their staff members, assuming that they're junior people, they really don't count. I need to really network and keep my relationship with the senior people. No, big mistake. Because if you don't have good relation or your staff members don't have a high level of respect for you, that would become a limitation for you to move to the senior position, because the board would never accept it. They assume that if you are not popular, if you're not liked by your staff members, they know something which we don't know. Because your staff is some people you deal very closely every day, many times, right? If they don't like you, there must be a good reason. And that becomes your obstacle to really move to the senior position. Happens many times. So network is not about the senior people only, because many of us have a mindset, look, networking, let me connect to the CEO, let me connect to the CFO, let me connect to those big shots. That's not networking. So first of all, again, this is a big blunder mistake for many professionals, that networking is equivalent to job search. They start their networking effort when they need a job. Big mistake, never works or hardly works. You need to start networking as a social activity. And I have emphasized in my lot of previous sessions that your network, professional network, is a very important component of your life. So in your life, on the one end, you have your workplace, other end, you have your personal life or family life. In between the two, it is your professional network, is the connecting force, the bridge between the two. If you don't have that bridge, once you have some challenge in the family or at the work, you would realize how much importance of things or people you are missing in it. So it's first of all, is keep the job search aside. Job search comes much later. And with the job search, of course, that is important. But look, with job search, I always say, you need to dig your well before you're thirsty. That is the only thing works, getting a job through networking. But you need to do a lot of groundwork before you even think of asking anyone for job help. So networking is an essential activity for any professional who want to grow in their career. Now, of course, there are professionals, even at the quite mid-level or senior level, who don't worry, or they are happy that where they are. Fine with them. They are okay. But if you have ambition to grow in your career, networking is an essential activity you must do, as if you're not doing, as soon as possible, and grow it, nurture it, and maintain it, and sustain it. So that's the one thing. And it is from a leadership development point of view, it is also very important to see networking as not one of the skills you need to develop. It is not one of the skills. So the secret recipe of leadership is that it's not about different skills which you approach differently, that I need to work on emotional intelligence, then maybe next year I would work on communication, then I would work on something else. It doesn't work that way. It like your whole body. It's a human body, like a human body. Either it improves, it gets better, it gets healthy, or it deteriorates the whole body. You cannot just focus on one arm or one leg. Then let me make this arm, left arm first very strong, and then 6 months after I would focus on the right arm and make it equally stronger. It doesn't work that way. Networking is an integrated part of your communication skills. Networking is basically at the center hub of those skills. Because imagine that you have a large network of people you interact very frequently. It helps you to sharpen your communication skills. So it's not networking. You do networking through your communication skills. It improves your social skills. It improves your critical and strategic thinking. If you exclude networking and say, okay, networking is not my priority right now, but let me become the CEO first. So I need to improve my communication skills, my conversation skills, my strategic thinking, my critical thinking, my problem solving, and social skills, etc., etc. You can do that. You need people to practice this. These are all practical skills. There is not much science behind it. It's all about practice. And if you have a lot of people available to practice, you will make some fantastic, very rapid gains in your leadership development. That is how important. So networking is not only for job search, folks. Job search is a very small part of networking, and it comes much later when you have very strong. When you take your network to a level of maturity, you don't need to worry about your job, because you would be receiving at least 1 or 2 unsolicited offers or invitation to look at an opportunity on the average. So once you set up your network, the things would start working for you automatically. You don't need to search. In the second half of my career, I would say last 15 years, until I was very active CFO, I never applied for a job. I had 3 roles in the last, I would say 18 years, last 18 or 15 years, 3 CFO roles. I never applied one of them because I was always approached by other people to consider those opportunities based on the network, right? So network, you need to really see it differently. And this is true for many people. I don't know about your own philosophy, but many people have the mindset problem with the networking. That many people don't think that this is a good activity or ethically this is the right thing, because networking is usually to take benefit from your connections or make moves which are at the cost of other people, or you bypass certain merit criteria. It is not like that. So I share my story that look, in professional career, especially if you are from third world or Middle East, or especially the country like Pakistan, India, or Bangladesh, it is a big deal if you get an international relocation, right? It's a big deal. And that was my dream, to bring my family out of Pakistan. So I made one move from Pakistan to Singapore. That was a long time dream. But then after 4 or 5 years, I made another big relocation from Singapore to USA. And I explained people that, look, I was not the only qualified person for those offers or opportunities. There were many other people who were qualified. But in addition to my qualification, I had the networking, not only with the local and regional management, but in the headquarters. So I was qualified, but a lot of other people were qualified. Why did I get this opportunity? My qualification plus my networking. So it's not that I was not qualified and simply because of the networking and connections I got the job. That doesn't happen. For senior level positions in the good companies, that doesn't happen. No matter what, you are the nephew or the relative of CEO, that doesn't happen often. So the first thing is that, look, you have to qualify. You have to qualify yourself for those roles, but that's not enough. Well, it's so competitive. There are a lot of other people who are equally qualified for those roles. There comes your skills of networking. If you have networking, that works very well. That works very well. And especially the networking, if you're able to develop those relationships or connections from a mere acquaintance to closely related, that creates wonders. Because again, look, there's nothing wrong. I'm not talking about the nepotism. I'm talking about the human relations, social connection. It's based on our human nature that when we meet other people for a longer period of time and everything goes well, we started to develop a sense of liking for them. We like people or we don't like people. Most of the people we interact, they very quickly fit into the likable category or not likable category. Once it is likable, which is a human virtue, we try to consciously or subconsciously try to benefit them, try to favor them. So if you have a boss who you have very good understanding and you work for some period of time, you realize that boss try to give you favors. Favors not for any specific reason, but just a tendency, just based on your relationship.